When I get through with you, you'll wish you'd never been born. Yeah, good comeback, Roxy. Come on, what is this? Just the pre-show? Would I try to help you up? You sucker punch me in the face? Is that it? Well, nice try. Or are you trying to make me feel guilty for yelling at you? Well, dream on. Come on, Roxy, get up. Come on. You're getting makeup on my shoes. Roxy, hey, it's too hot for these games, okay? You're just embarrassing yourself, all right? Come on, get up. Hey, come on, what are you, dead or something?
Oh, thank heavens you came.
Vicky, what's going on? You okay?
I don't even know anymore.
All right, well, what happened? You said on the phone this is about Ben?
Yeah. He's gone over the edge. He's gone on a rampage. Please, you have to do something before somebody gets hurt. Make it fast. I can only let you stay a little while.
Thanks, I owe you one.
Why did she let you in here? Is there something wrong?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, my God, it's Jen. Did something happen to Jen or Will?
No, they're fine.
What about Sam?
Sam is fine, too.
Then why are you here?
I didn't come to see you.
What?
I didn't know that you were Allison's cellmate.
You came here to see Allison?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that little psycho is threatening my wife.
Wait, whoa! Hey! What's going on?
Nothing.
What's going on, Jen? What are you doing to her?
What am I doing to her? What about what she's doing to me? What about what she's doing to us?
I'm crazy about Nora.
She seems fantastic.
You think so, huh?
I'm so happy for you. You deserve someone special. I wasn't sure you'd allow yourself to fall in love again after Joanna.
Yeah. Well, I think I am falling in love. And that's all that really matters. So my little sister can stop worrying about me.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned Joanna. Especially after what happened.
I can't talk about Joanna right now. I don't know why, I just can't, okay?
Sure. Whatever you want.
Thanks for understanding. Nora,
That would be me.
what are you doing here? I thought you were having dinner with Karen.
Well, I did too. I even dropped your name at Wong Fu's and got a great table, and then she got a phone call and had to go.
Oh, was there something happening?
Well, judging from her reaction, it was nothing bad. It's just that something about a trip that she was going on. Anyway, we'd already ordered, and I thought maybe you and Emily would like some free takeout.
Emily, she's barely knows you. She's already got your pegs.
Oh, no, those are your favorite dishes.
Ah, that means they're all my favorites, too.
What can I say? She loves her big brother.
I love Chinese food.
Well, good, great. Okay, so there you go. Have yourselves a great meal.
And you're not going to have any yourself?
No, not in truth, no.
Oh, no, come on, stick around. No, come on. I want you to get to know Emily.
Well, I would like to get to know Emily, too, but
Come on.
I could never say no to a dumpling.
That's what I want to hear. All right, let me get a chair.
All right.
Oh, I'm so glad you're staying.
Well, me too. There you go.
Now you can tell me everything my brother's been up to since he moved to Landview.
Oh, yeah? Well, what makes you think Nora knows everything?
I know it all, and I'm willing to tell you it all. Under one condition.
Anything.
You got to tell me all about Troy's past.
Allison's been threatening Vicky. How?
She sent her a note.
How is that a threat?
It was one of those ransom notes. You know, they cut the letters out of the magazine and it said, "I hate you, Vicky."
Really?
Yeah, so where is she?
She's in art class.
They let her go to art class?
Yes, Ben. What do you think? They should keep her chained to the wall, and the only time they let her off is to go make license plates?
That must be where she made the note.
Maybe.
So where's this art class?
You know, Ben, I don't ever remember seeing Allison around here with any kind of note.
Well, obviously she hid it from you.
In the cell? Where?
She could find a place. She's very devious. You don't know her.
Believe me, I do.
Okay, then you know that she would find a place to hide the note. Let me ask you this, though. Is there any chance that she could smuggle a note out of here without using the regular mail?
Ben, why would Allison threaten Vicky in the first place?
Because she hates her.
Does this have something to do with kidnapping Jessica or the baby
That's
switch?
part of it.
What's the other part?
She blames Vicky for all her problems.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, she must talk about it sometimes.
No, I don't think so.
Lindsay, please, if you know anything, just tell me.
Allison hasn't said anything about Vicky.
What about me? Does she say anything about me?
No.
Think.
I am thinking. She hasn't said anything about you or Vicky.
She hasn't.
No. The only person that she talks about is this guy named Dave.
Dave?
And his demented wife.
Okay, Vicky, just calm down. Tell me what happened.
Well, I received this very strange note from Allison Perkins.
What did it say?
It said, I hate you.
All right, I'm going to get somebody on this.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that. Because I'm not that worried about that. Well, not entirely that.
Did Ben do something?
He went through the roof. I have never, ever seen him in such a fury.
Where is he right now?
He went rushing off to confront Allison.
In prison?
Yes, I mean, I told him she would never admit to having done that.
But he wouldn't listen.
No, he said...
What? Oh, Vicky, look, you're going to have to tell me if I'm going to be able to help.
Oh, Bo. He said that he would choke the truth out of her if he had to.
He actually said he would choke her.
Yeah. You think it's bad, too, don't you?
Look, I wouldn't worry about it. Allison is behind bars. He probably can't even get in to see her anyway.
But what if he can? You didn't see him.
See, but even if he could get in to see her, he wouldn't be able to do anything. Come on, just trust me. Okay?
Oh, yes. Oh, of course, you're probably right.
No, I am right. There's no probably to it.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. You always make me feel so much better.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Really, you don't need to worry about anything.
No, of course not, because you always have a way of dealing with things, don't you?
Oh, come on. Everything's going to be okay.
I'm starting to believe that now.
Okay, where's the note? Can I see it?
What?
The note that Allison wrote? I'd like to see it.
I don't have it.
Did Ben take it with him?
No?
Well, where is it?
I burned it.
You burned it?
Yeah. It was so disturbing to me that I just did it. Here.
Vicky, it's evidence.
Huh?
You publish a newspaper. You know you don't destroy evidence. Why did you do that?
Come on, Roxy, quit kidding around. Get up. Okay, fine. You want to play games? Let's play games. You know what? Hey, I got a great idea. Let's play patty cake. Patty cake, baker's man. Wake up, Roxy, as fast as you can. Rox, come on. You're killing me here. You're killing me. Come on. Wake up. This is going to get boring so fast. I can't. You're not faking it. You're really sick. Oh, man, not on my floor. Yeah, I need an ambulance right away. My address is...
I will make your life a living hell. You'll be begging to leave.
Oh, come on. This isn't my maxi.
You don't have a maxi.
Oh, yes, I do. And I got the papers to prove it. You think you can drive me out of here? You're never going to get rid of me. Never.
Actually, I don't need the ambulance after all. No, really, it was just a false alarm. No, everything's fine. Turns out it was just a flesh wound. No, believe me, everything is really just fine.
Jane, what are you talking about?
You don't know.
No. No, what is Natalie doing to us?
I saw you two together at the stacks after I asked Natalie to stay away from you.
Oh, wait a minute. You asked Natalie to stay away from me?
Yes,
When?
at the quarry.
But I thought things were fine between you and Natalie.
I know.
But they're not.
No,
Then why don't you tell me that?
because I didn't want to get too involved. This is between me and Natalie.
What is? What are you talking about?
Every time I turn around, she's all over you.
Well, Jen, then it seems to me that I am involved.
You're just being nice. She's taking advantage of you.
No one is taking advantage of me.
Okay, every time she has a problem, she comes running to you.
Jen, I think you're exaggerating just a little bit here.
She's hanging all over you all the time. Can't you see that she's after you?
No, I'm not, I swear, okay?
Oh, and that must be the truth, right? Because you never lie.
Look, this is really not making any sense. I thought the two of you had worked things out.
Well, we didn't.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
I don't want her hanging around you or us.
What?
I don't want her anywhere near us.
Wait a minute, don't I get a say in this?
Not if you care about me.
Jen, you are way out of line here.
Fine. Fine, no, just leave.
Okay, I can't do it. I can't let you die. You happy? Just what I wanted, my very own conscience.
Maxie.
Hey, hey, you okay?
Yeah, Max, what happened?
You passed out.
For real?
Yeah, better call a doctor. I just know I'm gonna regret this. Where is it? Come on. Good. Free clinics.
Hey.
You don't think I'm gonna spend a dime on you, do you? Hi, yeah, I need a doctor. No, I don't think we can come down. Do you make house calls? Yeah, 8 Mill Road. Get here as soon as you can. No, it's not for me. It's for my wife.
You really want to hear everything?
Only from the ages of 13 and older. I'm only interested in puberty and beyond. Come on, I'm kidding here. I only wanted to know if there was any, you know, MacGyver family lore or something like that. Something that Troy would never tell me. You know, hot cars, fast women, that kind of thing.
No, too bad. No such stories.
Oh, come on. No deep, dark secrets?
Nope. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, bummer.
Excuse me.
Hot cars and fast women, huh?
Hello.
Or fast cars and hot women. I'm easy.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I'll be right down. That was the clinic.
Now?
Yeah, I have to make an emergency house call.
Snowland do you today?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was going to give her a tour at Lambda University.
I'll give her a tour.
You don't want to do that, do you?
What do you mean I don't want to do that? I know the campus pretty well.
You sure?
I mean, I can give her the tour tomorrow, please.
No, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it would be fun. I can drive and everything.
Yeah, just don't ask her to parallel park.
Oh, that's low. Okay, enough takeout for you. No more, you're cut off. Come on, please let me do this.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I'm not taking my life in my hands, am I?
You'll be fine. Will you tell her that she'll be fine, please?
You're on your own on this one. You'll be fine. Thank you.
Sure.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Let me get my keys.
All right, just give me a minute and I'll help clean up.
wrong?
Nothing. Why?
Since when do you care who shows me around campus?
I don't.
Troy, come on, I know you. What's wrong?
All right, look. It's just that Nora doesn't know anything about Joanna yet, okay?
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I won't say a word.
Just promise me that you won't. Okay?
I promise.
Good. Okay.
Why did I burn the note?
Yeah,
It was an impulse.
an impulse.
Yeah. I was so upset at the way Ben rushed out of here. I mean, you should have seen him. He was like a maniac.
Vicky, Ben would never hurt Allison, even if he could get in there to see her.
Of course, you're right. I see that now, but I didn't think that before, did I? I mean, I was just so upset, and I grabbed it and burned it.
See, the problem here is that without the note, I don't have proof that Allison's harassing you.
Yes, well, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about fingerprints or evidence or anything like that. I just wasn't even thinking at all. I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh, gosh, I should never, ever, ever have shown Ben that note.
Well, he was really that bad?
Oh, please, worse than ever. Completely and totally overreacted.
I'll tell you what. I'll drive up to Statesville if it'll make you feel better.
No, you don't have to do that.
No, are you sure?
Yeah. Actually, I'd appreciate it if you could just stay here with me for a little while.
All right, but, if you're worried that Ben is going to do something to Allison.
Oh, Bill. It's not just Allison. It's so much more.
What do you mean?
It's Ben. He's changed, He's angry and distant.
Distant?
He's just not the man that I married. Things are not going well between us. They haven't for quite a while.
What are you saying?
My marriage is over. I want a divorce.
Things have really gotten that bad? You want a divorce?
Yes, I really do. You're surprised, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I knew that you two were having your problems recently.
Well, it's not just recently.
It isn't?
No. This has been going on for months.
Vicky, all marriages, they have their rough patches. Now, you know that.
I know that, but this is different.
So are you just going to give up?
No, you did.
What?
With Nora. You just gave up with Nora.
No, this is different.
How?
Well, because Nora slept with someone else, with Sam. They had a child together.
Oh, right, yeah.
You don't think that Ben's involved with somebody else, do you?
I don't think so.
So then...
But listen, with the way things are now, I wouldn't put anything past him.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, for one thing, he's never home.
Where does he go?
Oh, he spends hours and hours at the clinic,
What? Ask him to just cut back on his hours.
Well, if he's not at the clinic, he's at his bar.
Why don't you go there with him?
I can't do that.
I thought you liked Crossroads.
Well, I did until I walked in there one day and I found this woman draped all over him.
What did Ben say about that?
Well, what could he say? He said that she made a pass at him and he turned her down.
Vicky, maybe, just maybe he is telling the truth.
Oh, she was all over him.
Vicky.
I can't live like this. You've seen Ben. He's completely out of control.
I know that this situation with Allison Perkins is a real flashpoint for him.
But what?
I don't want you to do anything drastic.
Excuse me?
I know you guys are having your problems right now, but you still love Ben, right?
No. As hard as this is for me to say, I don't love him. Not anymore.
Tell me exactly what Allison said about Dave and his wife.
Why?
Because it is important.
What are you gonna do for me?
What?
I'm going to be stuck in this place for the next 28 years. I could die in here for all I know.
Look,
You
Lindsay.
gotta try it, Ben, being in here. Separated from the world and everyone that you love. People hardly come and visit you. In fact, they forget you exist. Unless they want something, of course, and then they come running.
Okay, well, I don't want this. I need this. I need to help Vicky.
Vicky gets to stay home with her kids and her husband. I'm supposed to feel sorry for her because she gets a scary letter every now and then?
Look, I know it's not easy to be in here.
That's the understatement of the year, Ben. Look, you could do a little something for me.
What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know, but there must be something.
All right, Lindsay. Yeah, you're right. Vicky gets to be with her children. And that's a very precious thing that most people take for granted.
Yes, they do.
And I get to be with Vicky.
And I get to be with Allison Perkins.
Yeah, who's trying to hurt Vicky. And I love her, and I can't let anything bad happen to her.
What do you think Allison's going to be able to do to her from in here?
I don't know. Maybe you do. Just think. Lindsay, look, you're a mother, okay? Now, granted, you lost your day-to-day contact with your children, but they still know you're alive and safe.
Safe is debatable.
Okay, what about Jessica? Do you want something to happen to her mother or Natalie? I mean, I know they're young adults, but they still need her. Just like Jen, she still needs you. And do you want something bad to happen to Vicky, someone who never did anything bad to you?
Vicky has never been a fan of mine.
Yeah, but do you want to stand here and see her get hurt?
No.
Okay, just please tell me what Allison said about Dave and his wife.
The only thing that she really said is that this guy, Dave, got her to fall in love with him while the whole time he was still in love with his wife.
That's it?
And that his wife is nuts.
She's nuts. Allison's the one who sent the note. She's the one who's nuts.
Well, you're not going to get any argument from me on that.
You know, I'll tell you what, falling in love with me is going to be the least of her worries when I get through with her.
What are you talking about? She's not in love with you. She's in love with this guy, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, look, you were honest with me. So I'll be honest with you.
About what?
I'm Dave.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Pretty sorry about that.
That's okay.
So why didn't you tell me about this before?
What do you mean?
Well, when we were at the library, why didn't you tell me about what Jen said to you at the court?
Because maybe Jen's right.
What?
Maybe I do rely on you too much, Christian.
Natalie, come on.
I always come running to you with my problems.
No.
I'm crying on your shoulder.
No, you don't.
Oh.
All right, once in a while. Big deal. Did I say I had a problem with that?
No. But you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. If I did.
No, Christian, see, you wouldn't because you're a nice guy. So you put up with me.
I don't put up with you, Natalie. I care about you.
You do?
Yes, I do. You're my friend.
Look, just because you said that before doesn't mean that you have to keep saying it.
It's the truth. You're my friend. You're going through a rough time. I want to help.
See, that's what I mean.
Natalie, you're my friend, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Especially when there's nothing for Jen to be jealous of. And we both know that.
Wow. I'm a very happy person now. This is the best Chinese food.
Oh, isn't it great? It's Troy's favorite restaurant. As a matter of fact, that's where he took me on our first date.
Oh, that's romantic.
Actually, it was very romantic.
Did he fumble with his chopsticks? Was he nervous?
Oh, he wasn't half as nervous as I was.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You seem so self-assured.
I like you more every minute. Actually, it was a really fun time. And then my ex showed up.
Your ex-husband?
No, actually, Sam and I we were never married. We do have a son together, though, Matthew.
Oh.
It's wonderful. And I have a daughter, Rachel, who is actually from a marriage, my first. My, you're learning an awful lot about me. She went to Landview University.
Oh, which is why you know your way around.
It's a great school, and you will love it.
I really appreciate your showing me around.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. It'd be fun. Besides, I can pump you for information about Troy's exes. You know, something to blackmail him with. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, and no one's getting my humor. Am I not funny?
Max Holt.
Dr. MacGyver. So glad you're here. Please, come in.
Thank you. I'm here to see a Roxanne Balsam. We got a call from her husband, said she collapsed.
Right.
Are you a friend of hers?
Holden. Roxy Holden.
I'm the one that called you.
Okay.
Don't ask.
Yeah. Look, I just want the two of you to know that the free clinic was intended for the indigent, those that can't afford their own medical care.
Is she gonna die or what?
Well, I'm gonna have to examine her first. Roxanne, hi. I'm Dr. MacIver. How you feeling?
Better, now that you're here.
Look, the free clinic filled me in. Now, you have hypoglycemia, is that correct?
She does?
Yeah, whatever he said.
Oh. Okay, so now have you been taking your medication?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What about your diet?
What about it?
Have you been sticking to the special diet?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, huh?
Don't look at me. I didn't know she was sick.
Roxanne, it's very dangerous for you to be consuming excess amounts of sugar in your condition.
My condition?
Yes.
Hey, Doc, listen, if I'm pregnant...
No. Roxanne, listen to me, okay? You have severe hypoglycemia, okay? Now, all this champagne and donuts and candy has just exacerbated it.
Exacerbation. I guess that's bad, huh?
Yes, that's bad. Now, I'm gonna give you a little something to help bring your blood sugar levels back to normal.
Oh, goody. You gonna make me brand new, huh?
Well, I'm gonna try for now. You keep eating and drinking like this, Roxanne, and you are gonna die. You're very lucky you called me, Max. You probably saved a life.
Hey, did you hear that, Maxie? You saved my life.
How can you be Dave?
It's a long story.
Yeah, and me with that makeover to get to.
Fine. When Allison was at St. Anne's, I pretended to be this outpatient, this simple guy named Dave.
Starved for entertainment, were you?
I had to get her to trust me to find out what she was going to do to Vicky.
What do you mean?
It's just before they sprung Natalie on us.
Uh-huh.
So it didn't really matter because there's nothing I could do about it.
And so what can I do for you now?
Well, you can tell me where that art class is.
Hey, I'm going off duty.
Right now?
Sorry, but you gotta get out of here.
Just can I have a few more seconds?
No, I can't. If they find out I let you in here, I'm out of a job.
Okay, thank you. Lindsay, if you think of anything, please just call me. Please.
You're serious? You don't love Ben?
No, not anymore.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I never really loved him. Maybe it was just a schoolgirl crush and not real love.
It's not the way it seemed.
Oh, Bo. Come on, a bartender on the run from the mob. It was all very, very romantic. And then, you know, we got married and settled down
And what?
and reality set in, you know, and reality's very, very different from fantasy.
It didn't have to be.
Come on. We come from two different worlds. We have two totally different sets of values.
Do you really believe that?
Yes. He was raised as a criminal. He became a criminal.
No, he doctored up some of those guys, yeah, but it's not quite the same thing. And plus, that's all in the past anyway.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter anyway, does it? Because deep down inside, he is who he is, and that's who he'll always be.
No.
I wish it weren't true, but it is. Look, you don't live with him. You don't know him the way I do.
I know, but...
I tried, Bo. I tried so hard to make this marriage work. I really did, but I couldn't do it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, marrying Ben was a big mistake, you know, the biggest mistake in my life. I see that now.
I gotta tell you, I really don't, I don't know what to say.
Well, you don't have to say anything.
I feel awful about this. And it seems like you made up your mind.
Oh, I have. I have. It's over for Ben and for me. Of course, I can't tell him.
Well, why not?
Because I'm afraid.
You're afraid? Why?
I'm afraid that he will take his rage out against me.
I'm gonna be a little late to break for her. My wife had a problem. She lived.
I knew it.
Knew what?
You like me.
I don't like you.
Well, maybe you don't like me.
Right.
But you care about me.
What?
And that's a whole lot better than liking me.
I don't care about you.
Sure you do. Or else you wouldn't have brought that hunky doctor over here. By the way, he's not half as hunky as you are.
I called the hunky doctor because you were passed out on my floor.
Yeah, well, you could have left me there to die. You know, you could have.
It doesn't mean I care.
No, you care about me. I know, yes, you do. You care about me. Why don't you just say it? Come on, just say it. I won't tell anybody. Come on, I'm right, aren't I? Come on.
Want a donut?
Look, I appreciate what you're saying here, okay?
Good. Because I mean it.
But I don't want to be a problem for you and Jen.
You're not. You couldn't, Natalie.
I am. Look what happened today.
Don't worry about what happened. I'll have a talk with Jen.
Chris, you just got Jen back. The last thing you need to do is be worrying about me, so maybe I should just do what Jen wants and not see you anymore.
No. No, I won't let you do that.
Christian, come on.
You're my friend, Natalie. Simple. And no one tells me who I can or can't be friends with. Not even Jen.
What are you doing here?
I was in the student union before. I heard you and Christian.
You heard us fighting.
Well, I didn't mean to, but...
I know, we were pretty loud.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
I can't believe that I said those things to Christian.
Well, you didn't mean to.
No, I didn't, but...
But nothing, okay? You freaked out a little bit. Everybody does it.
I freaked out in the student union. Yeah, that's really normal.
Okay, maybe not the best
I'm
place.
such an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot, okay? You were upset. And from what I heard, you had a right to be.
No, I didn't. I was just being dumb.
No, you weren't being dumb if that's the way you felt. And you did, right?
Yeah.
Then he should understand.
I've got to go find them. I've got to go apologize.
For what? Being honest?
Al.
Jen, you didn't do anything wrong. Christian's the one that made you feel that way. I mean, he should apologize to you.
Troy, is that you? Troy?
Yes.
It's me.
Well, are you coming?
I'm coming, Joanna.
See, that's a picture of Dave's wife wearing a straitjacket, being locked up in St. Anne's, where she belongs.
Yeah, gee, it's too bad I don't have my art gallery anymore. I would feature that in a prominent place.
I would never sell this.
Well, no, of course not. Listen, I need to talk to you about something.
What?
You remember the tunnels you were talking about before?
I don't want to talk about the tunnels. I don't want to escape. You do. There's nothing out there for me.
Okay. I didn't mean to upset you. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
Good.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. You had a visitor.
What?
Yeah,
Who would visit me?
Dave.
I know that Ben's been wound up pretty tightly.
Yeah, and he has unwound a couple of times with a vengeance.
Yes, but do you really think that he would ever do anything to hurt you?
Or my children, yeah.
No. I promise you, I'd never let that happen.
But he's so possessive. What if he simply won't accept that the marriage is over?
He'll have to.
What if he comes after me?
He won't.
Bo, what if he does? Where will I go? Who will I turn to?
Me. You can always turn to me.
Oh, can I really count on you?
You can count on me always.
Oh, Bo.